See, there's nothing worse than building a long-term relationship or marriage and then your partner falling out of attraction with you. And there you are trying to wrap your head around what did you do wrong. You're putting in more effort. You're trying to show that you're the guy. You're, was it gifts, all these things. You're just trying your very best to put things together. And it's like the more you try, the more she now decides to push away, and you're just wondering, what do I do? This is a horrible space, especially when there's kids involved and it was your dream or ideal space to keep the family unit together. Now, in regards to that, there's a lot of things that a lot of us guys are not aware of that cause that friction. And in this video, by the end of it, my belief is that you're going to know exactly what to do so that you can reverse engineer exactly everything that's currently happening to you. So I've spoken to hundreds of men in regards to this. I've been working on this for a while now, and if you've watched my content, again, you probably know already what I'm about. But if this is your first time, my name is Matt Doe. I'm an author, speaker, and consultant, and I help men and women stop their reactive chaos, ruining their reputation, money, and families. Okay, so in this video, without further ado, let's dive into what you're doing wrong. So first things first, you probably started going to the gym, and if you're not going to the gym, then that's already a problem anyway. So you probably started going to the gym, you started trying to put things together, be a bit more romantic and all these other things, and maybe tidy up the house more and yada yada yada. I'm here to tell you something. The moment your improvement is based on her approval, you've already lost her. And the reason why that's even coming across counterproductive is because she can sense that had she not complained, you would not be doing any of these things. And I need you to understand that your self-improvement needs to be based on you. Nothing to do with her. You should improve despite her. And I need you to understand one or two things when it comes to this. Number one, you need to understand that whether you improve or you don't improve, if you guys decide to break up, your options are going to naturally improve if you actually did do the work on yourself. And this is why my one-to-one consultations, we cover all sides of this. We don't just do the internal work, we also do the external work. I'll recommend you what to do in terms of gym, physique, and or aesthetics and all these other things, right? There's a reason why I don't even allow my wife to see me not without a trim for too long. And it's not because of her, by the way. This is not because I'm trying to impress her. And this is the key here. You're not trying to impress her. You're just trying to create a persona that you can sustain, that is sharp, that is ambitious, and just wants to stay on top of his A game, especially whilst he's in a relationship, right? And that there, if you had made that consistent, you probably wouldn't be in this position right now. A lot of guys start off very, very well, very focused, showing up their best foot forward and doing all these great things, and then somewhere along the line they drop out because they can't be asked, they get comfortable, and whatever the case is. And this takes us to number two. You say yes way too much. I need you to understand something. Women respect you when you respect yourself enough to know that whether they agree with you or you don't, you're gonna be fine. And what I mean by that is, we go into this space where we want to make our partners happy, right? And this is why initially I was actually going to label this a nice guy lose respect in marriage, but I felt directly called to make this about men because I feel like it's not just nice guys, it's all men. So because we want to make them happy, we start to say yes, but yes without that yes needs to be scarce. I'm not saying that you should say no for the sake of saying no. But your no should be 100% be implemented the moment it affects your core values. Example, my wife knows not to ask me certain things because she knows that the answer to that would be hell to the no. Why? Because I'm not interested in making her happy at the cost of losing my identity. And that is an equation that has maintained the relationship. Why? Because she's seen that there's some things that I'm not budging on. Not because I don't think she's special or worth it. No, it's because that's who I've decided is attached to who I am. And a lot of guys compromise even that. And that's how you lose. Because the moment you start to chip into your core values and you start to do things where you're doing them with a smile and pain inside of yourself, it's like you regret even opening your mouth to say yes to those things. The more you do that, the more burnout you become, the more tired you become, the more they're going to feel like it's almost like you've gone from being the partner to an employer. The moment you try to earn their respect or attraction is the moment you become an employee. And when you become an employee, they give you the pay slip, however they decide to pay you, based on the value you provide. And if you don't provide the value, you'll be fired. That's the contract you enter transparently the moment you decide to earn things in that relationship, rather than just being the person that can sustain it naturally in an effortless way. And it's not about not putting effort, it's about making it look natural. It's about it being something that isn't not forced, right? And that's why I help men do in particular. Turn those actions that feel very, very friction based or difficult to perform effortless. Because if you can do it effortlessly, not only you are able to outdo most of the competition, right? So for instance, when it comes to my wife and me taking care of her, she knows that there's certain things that I am going to do to her or for her that I wouldn't do to anyone else. Not because she's special, but it's because in my eyes, right, this is something that I've decided I'm comfortable doing, right? So the balance here is you want to create a very healthy balance with yes and no. And a lot of people fail at that because they don't understand, number one, female nature, and number two, they don't understand that as they're creating the scenario, their core values have been jeopardized. So that's number two. Number three is you second guess yourself. And you want her to, instead of rebuilding your spine, you want to rely on hers. Over time, guys get comfortable with being authentic, being genuine, being all these nice things, and the relationship sometimes, because of that, takes a toll. Right? Sometimes it gets better, sometimes it gets worse, depending on the emotional capacity of the partner you're dealing with. Now, if you're likely losing attraction, it's probably because you've kind of abused this space. And what I mean by you've abused this space is that she's no longer comfortable with how comfortable you are in being comfortable around her. She doesn't know how to tell you that though. Because you should have seen, you should have used the capacity she has in sustaining you emotionally is something that she can only do for a specific amount of time. She doesn't have the capacity to handle you and herself at the same time. Especially if she didn't sign up to say, hey, I'm going to lead this relationship emotionally speaking. Unless she said that, you now allowing your emotions to be her burden, it's not something that can be sustained for a very long time. Don't get me wrong. There are times where you can have these honest conversations where you're sharing how you truly feel and all these other things, and then you guys can make up and move forward. But the key here is that all of that is temporary. If you are leading that relationship emotionally, the moment you don't play your part emotionally, she will look for replacements. Not intentionally. This is biologically speaking. Why? Because she is loyal, just not to you as an individual. She is loyal to her values being upkept. And even if she wants to be loyal to you, you're making it very hard by ignoring what she values. This isn't about pleasing her. This is about being aware of what she values, same way she's aware of what you value, and looking after that, protecting that, cherishing that, nourishing that. If you don't nourish it, then it's almost like if you're driving a vehicle, at some point you're going to have to take it to the petrol station to fill up the tank. If you're driving the car in an empty tank, at some point it's going to break down. And that's exactly what happens to the relationship when the values that she has are not being upkept. The values that you have are not being upkept. One of you is going to feel shortchanged. Okay? Another thing is, we are under a very interesting concept. Okay? And I saved this one for... There's probably one more I'd add, but this is probably a very interesting one. So you probably suck at sex. What I mean by you suck at sex is, I feel like we grow up in a very... So when it comes to sex, I want to share this, and I want to say this politely. One thing I've come to realize is that it's not a numbers game. It's really not. It is so not a numbers game. It's a recurring game. How many people you slept with? That's just ego talk. That's like, yeah, I slept with her. That's cool. Congratulations. And tell your boys in the group chat, right? What really matters is how many people came back. That's where you build power. That is where the influence is at. The people that came back, those are customers. Those are people that tried your service and were satisfied and said, I would like more of this. That is proof. And if you don't have that proof because you're Christian, or you decided to keep yourself celibate, or you need to understand one thing. Your goal during intimacy sex isn't to finish. Your goal is to create an experience that you both would like to come back to. Both you and her. Because if you don't want to come back to it, then what's going to happen is you are going to resent doing it with that person. So the concept here is create an experience that you would love to come back to. If you don't do that for her or for yourself, then guess what? It's going to dry out. And if it dries out, biologically speaking, naturally we are wired to look elsewhere. You don't want that to happen. Create the experience that you're both looking forward to going to, right? So this is why gym it shouldn't even be a discussion. You need your testosterone at high levels. It shouldn't even be, you need to sleep properly. You need to eat healthy. These are not conversations we should be having. You should know that because I don't even get how people do steroids. Like, how do you, don't you think? You want to look the part, and then the sacrifices, it baffles me. Like, it was a no-brainer for me. When people ask, oh, look, you're so hench and all of that stuff, do you want to do this? I'm like, no, hell the fuck, what do you mean? Am I crazy? What? So that I can get, applause? Whilst my whole system is shutting down internally. Guys, please, don't do that. So, yes, so that's what I want you guys to understand. Please, stop looking at it as a numbers game. And this is coming from someone that respectfully has had experience in this field. Okay? There's no certificate or degree you can get for doing what I've done, but I know I probably should have had one by now. Sorry, I'm joking. Okay, so I need to understand that what needs to happen here is, if you're not doing any of these things, then you are in a big problem. Okay, now where a lot of people think there's an issue is, or when I speak to a lot of guys, is the last one but not least is stability, right? And with stability, I need you to understand that you want to create what's the word I'm looking for? You want to create a space where you're comfortable, you respect them, but you're also indifferent about them. And that is the perfect balance. And the reason I say that is because a lot of guys put their wives on a pedestal, or they do this prize thing. Like, I'm the prize, she's the prize, whatever the prize, blah, 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 blah. No one's the prize, okay? You're all freaking human beings. No one's gone to the shop to buy you. It's stupid. You're a human being. You're human, she's a human. You guys sleep, fart, poo, you name it. You're human. Normal human beings, okay? So no, you're not prizes. You're just people that decides to either build together or live together for the rest of your lives, right? So normalize the fact that you're dealing with a human being. And because she's a human being, there's other human beings too, right? So the concept here is stop putting people on a pedestal. Just because your wife is now saying what she's saying, I need you to understand something. The moment you start putting people on a pedestal and you lose your stability because you now feel unstable without them, what tends to happen is this. They find someone that makes them feel stable. And if that isn't you, my friend, they are going to keep looking. So the safest thing you can do for your relationship, for your mindset, for your health, is become as stable as possible. I'm telling you this because I've seen millionaires lose partners, billionaires lose partners because they got reactive about losing their models that they thought they were out of their leagues. The hierarchy stuff is messing up your stability. There's no such thing as hierarchy. Just because 10 more people, if 100 more people, 1 million more people like her page or follow her page, doesn't mean that she's not a human being that wants to be respected and not necessarily obsessively looked at. A lot of people that want to be obsessed on are narcissists because they're insecure. If they're not obsessed, then there's a problem with how they're perceived, right? Why? Because that's damage. They're being damaged by something, especially at some point in their childhood. Neglect causes obsessive attention, right? So, cut the long story short, what you want to do here is stabilize yourself, stop doing the hierarchy stuff, and in order for you, the best way I know to stabilize people is recalibration. The 3R system hasn't failed me, proven system, and it's called the recalibrate, rebuild, reframe. You recalibrate your mind, you recalibrate your identity, you recalibrate your tone, your body language, then you rebuild it, right? So we understand this is what we want to do, we eradicate what is currently being done, and then we reframe what the new continuous behaviors and installations are going to look like, right? If you're interested in doing that, I only take a few people a month, but definitely do message me on either Instagram or emailing me. The contact details should be in the description, and we can go through the process to see if we can get you signed up. Now, the people that I've worked with, within 2 weeks, got their wife back, right? We got on the call, he cried, he said he's doing this for the kids, he really misses, however, his partner, he just wants to get back to who he used to be. Within 2 weeks, he was back. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen to you, but I am saying that if you don't take action, you could have been that person in 2 weeks. But instead, you didn't do anything about it. Or you carried on watching these videos. Honestly speaking, you take action in everything I've said, you're going to be able to see some shifts. The truth of the matter is this. I don't actually hold back information, but the information is not what changes you. It's the implementation. And the implementation can only be executed by the person that has decided to do those things. The how doesn't really change things. Your identity needs to shift from what it currently is to the person that's capable of doing those things. And that's why doing the work with someone that is able to get you to that level is so crucial, and it saves you so much time. Okay? So, without further ado, I really hope this video has helped you in understanding some of the things that you can do to change the narrative. And moving forward, again, let me know in the comments what your story is. Let me know if these videos are helping you. But for today, we're done. Should I add a bonus? I'd say make sure that you have time for you. Like, just because you're married doesn't mean that you shouldn't have time for you. Like, genuinely enjoy your time without your family, your partner. Like, enjoy. This is your life at the end of the day. And if you can't enjoy it, then why would someone else enjoy being around you, right? So you want to enjoy your time so that whether they're there or not, you're going to be stable enough to know that, hey, I'm cool. You guys can do your thing. I'll be fine, right? It's when you become codependent that it becomes a problem. I love my wife to bits, but Gina says, I want to stay with my grandma and I'll be fine. I'll be like, okay, cool. I'm going to grind now, right? I'm going to lock in and I'm just going to be berserk on this stuff, right? Or when I'm with them, yeah, we can watch movies, we can have fun, we can be about the family, right? But the point is, you want to create a win-win scenario. Whether they're there, you win. Whether they're not there, you win. And that's how you win, right? I really hope this video has helped you, and I'm rooting for you. I hope that you build your legacy and everything works out for you. But I do have to say that we've come to an end of this video. See you in the next one. Peace.